Welcome back to Unapologetically Significant. We're your hosts,
Shelley Marie.
and Rich, of course. How are you doing today, Shelley?
I am doing fabulous.
Fabulous. Now,
Yes.
is that with a capital F?
That's
or-
all caps,
Oh, all
exclamation point.
caps.
I'm feeling actually rather good,
Okay.
That's
good.
but it's been interesting.
Okay.
I'll ask you
okay.
how you're doing. I'm sorry.
Um,
I was going to make it into the Shelley show, and it's not that, you guys. It's not.
I would have wrestled it back, but no. See if I get you 2 out of 3 falls here.
Right.
No, I'm doing great. I mean, you feel good. I got my lab results back 2 days
Oh.
ago. Only 2 things that a little bit out of whack. All the rest perfect. Bam.
Yay. You're
Bam.
still an A student.
Still an A student.
See?
That's-
See what happens? You feel so much better when you know the facts.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So go ahead and get your paperwork done. Get your blood work done.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So,
But I am actually feeling rather well. It's crazy though, because right now we're in a place where I feel a little bit guilty
mhm.
with what's going on in the world right
Oh,
now.
oh,
Yeah.
guilty. Do
I
tell.
know it's such a naughty word, right? Like we're all about positivity and self-worth and joy and bliss and happiness, but it's at the same time we live in a world that it's just effing crazy right now. Okay? So my question for today's topic is going to be, how do we stay balanced when the world feels so crazy?
Ooh, how do we stay balanced?
Because I have the big G, the naughty word that kicks in, and I feel guilty because there's all this, you pull up my social media, there's the news. Ugh. There's social media, there's arguing, there's like, I'm feeling a little bit overstimulated, and with everything going on, I still want to go to the gym. You know what I mean? I still want to bake cookies. I still want to, walk my dog and stay grounded and walk barefoot in the
Right.
grass and all
Right.
those fun things that bring me joy. But then I feel guilty because there's all these other things going on.
Well, let's dive into that
Let's
a little
dive.
bit. Feeling guilty. So, I think we need to define what that is. Feeling guilty. Why do you feel guilty? Why do you think that doing the things that you normally do even has room for guilt slipping in?
Mm. So you're gonna try to therapize me on live TV, huh?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I don't know how to answer that question. I
Don't
just
know, or you avoiding it?
I think look, we're gonna walk this out right now. But I believe that there's this guilt because of all the things I can't control or going on in the world. Um, that I feel guilty for taking this moment for my time. So it's a self-worth thing, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe. Um, so let's explore a little bit more.
Mhm.
So, feeling guilty because you can't control a lot of things going on in the world.
Mhm.
Well, that's always been the case. So why the guilt now as
Mhm.
opposed to having it continually? There's been mess going on in this world since the first page of the Bible.
Yeah.
So, what's so different now?
I think
as
it's
opposed-
just so real and it's
Mm,
really heavy.
okay.
It's really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's like I'm almost like a byproduct of all this whatever going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm in my little bubble, like, hey, anybody want some cookies? I'm Little Miss Sunshine coming through. And I think it's the outward view or maybe the optics of it that
Okay.
people are thinking that I'm, have my head buried in the sand because I choose to be happy.
Right. Right. Well, when you say that, choose to be happy. You're talking about your life, the things that you can control, which is obviously not everything, but there are some things that you can control. And part of your life is doing the things that bring you happiness, that bring you pleasure. I mean, that's an intricate part of life. Now, all this other chaos and crap that's going on and people making decisions that get us into all kinds of messes, well, that's their cross to bear.
Mhm.
That's their monkeys. And so, don't be taking their monkeys. Why did this start? This war and all the other stuff that's going on didn't fool God.
Mm,
God's not like, oh, I'm surprised. What happened? You were supposed to go right and you went left.
yeah,
No, no, no.
dang.
God knows what's happening. It didn't take him by surprise. And it's all for a purpose. And, some of the ones that are involved will understand what that purpose is, some won't. But I think when you get on that type of level, a global level of things that are going on, it's a bunch of lessons, and not all of it is for us to understand.
Yeah,
I think part of it is for us to try and quiet the world and do what we need to do because we got a whole plate of stuff we need to do.
absolutely.
So if we take on, what can I do? How can I help? Well, I like to say it starts with you. Help yourself. Because you don't help yourself, you can't help anybody else. So if you're all tripped out and can't this, can't that, I mean, what good are you to anybody else?
Yeah,
So you got to keep yourself, excuse me, stable and thinking along the lines of sanity, and not trying to take in too much. That make sense?
that does, because I think about, like, our nervous system in its entirety. It was built for village, if we go way back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Originally, it's not meant for the entire planet, but because we live in a society where we're on social media and our Twitter fingers are getting busy, we see everything, not
Mm-hmm.
just, our region.
Right.
And that's something that, my children will never know what that's like. Just
Mm-hmm.
knowing what happens in their community, in their region of the world. Now we're consuming literally everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
Mm-hmm.
it's like a buffet of buffoonery and goodness. And it's all it can be a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah, it can be. I agree 100%. But I think the thing to always keep in mind is that, there's a lot of things going on with technology. Everything's at our fingertips. So we can find out what's going on in any country at any time. That curiosity factor that lures us in. Um, and the thing is, and what I try and do a lot of times is what's the good in all of this?
Mm,
Look for the good in it.
look for the golden nuggets.
Yeah. And even though you can't control it, what's the good
Yeah.
that could come about, that can come about because of all of this? If you look at technology, and let's just break that out for a quick second. You got technology that allows us to see everything at our fingertips. Oh, well, that we have access to so much and it can overstimulate us,
Mhm.
this, that, and the other thing. But that technology is also saving lives.
Absolutely.
Look at the hospitals and the technology that they use now that can literally save your life and other aspects of different industries. So there is good in that. And when you get into, a lot of things that have just recently happened, what's the good in that?
Mm,
Well, at some point in time, the world will and is evolving
constantly. The
constantly.
world and we as individuals
Yep,
are constantly
constantly
evolving.
evolving. And through that evolution, are there gonna be rough spots? Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
You know? When you talk about things, let's throw it on the table. When you're talking about war, how many times, how many places have had wars?
Mhm.
Countless.
Yeah.
And you can go back in time forever,
Yeah.
and people were always fighting over this, fighting over that. "Oh, I don't believe what you say." And, a lot of that gets back to, you haven't done the work on yourself.
Here we go.
You just haven't done it.
Mhm.
So you're buying into an ideology that you are taking a lot of times for granted. Oh, this person said that. This said this said that. Well, is your name in there?
Yeah.
Is your name written in there? And if it's not written in there, then you need to check yourself.
Mind your business.
Mind your
Stay
business.
in your lane.
Yeah. Some of that may apply to you.
Mhm.
A lot of it may not apply to you. all this crazy stuff that was going on way back when, same old craziness that's going on now, and it's just a different name up there right now. That's all it is. Same old craziness. Because people are slowly evolving.
Mhm.
And if you study evolutions of civilizations, they go through periods like this. They can have 1,000 years at war and just going crazy and all this stuff that we see now. But guess what? In the next 1,000 years, what tends to happen, all that starts mellowing out because people are evolving further and further. More generations are coming in. Look at the generations right now.
Right.
The younger generations think much differently than the older generations about stuff. And so that is slowly changing. But, how long does it take to turn over a generation? Takes a little bit.
It takes a little bit. It takes a little bit, and we're in the middle of that.
Mhm,
If you think about the scope of where we're at with the generations and how many are with us right now,
mhm.
and that transition is part of the evolution.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. It
Huh.
really is. Like I said, everything happens
Mhm.
the way it's supposed to, and it happens for a good reason.
So we need to be more conscious, is what I'm hearing. I'm extrapolating. I need to be more aware of my mental diet because that seems like
Mhm,
this is what's getting to me. And I know I'm not the only one out there that might be this might be a challenging area because we have work, we have families, we have the war, we have gas prices, we have all of these things that we literally are gravity issues at this
mhm.
point. Yes, we can vote. Yes, we can protest. We can do all these things, but that's a segment of it. When you come home, what do you do to balance yourself out?
Yeah.
How do you keep that? I don't even want to call it sanity because I think we all a little whacked out right now. But how do we get back to that happy place and keep the main thing the main thing?
Yeah, yeah. And I think part of it is you cannot let the outside things that you can't control rise above the things you can control in priority.
Mm,
The main priority has to stay the main priority. And what is that? That's you.
yeah.
That's you being healthy, you doing the things you like to do, you enjoying life, whatever those things are. Laughing, having fun. You continue to do those things because that's your number one job.
Mhm. But then they go back to your earlier statement was you have to do the work to figure out who you are,
Yeah,
to
that's
then
true.
know what is your happy place and know what,
Yeah,
you think is funny and know where you're going with the rest of your life.
yeah.
I'm not saying you got to know it all,
Right,
but you
right.
have to know the journey part where the journey is starting and where ultimately it goes. I have a friend of mine, Miss Sylvia V. Hillman, who's a writer, and when she's writing, she writes from the end
Mhm.
backwards. So she knows how she wants the story to end. So she starts with that and then she works backwards to
Well,
like
well,
write this book
that
or
takes
write
some
this
skills.
screenplay. Right. And we just had this conversation earlier this week and I'm like, well, damn. I know then it poses the question of like, where do you see yourself? Like, where do you
Mhm.
see yourself in 5 years? I hate that
Right.
question. But literally, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Can you draw yourself a picture and then work backwards? Like, how am I going to obtain that? If
Right.
that's truly where I want, how am I going to get that? And you start working towards that. It may splinter into other avenues, other doors and windows may open up. You follow the breadcrumbs that the universe has left, and then you ultimately end up at that place, your
Mhm.
desired location, destination, or somewhere better. That's what I truly believe.
Right, right. Yeah, and that is so much of what life is really about. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, of course, there are things you want and desire and would like to have, and you're working towards that. And how many times, be honest, how many times do you get to a Y in the road that you never expected, and all of a sudden you get a call from somebody or you meet somebody, takes
Mhm.
you in a whole different direction that was a better
Yeah.
direction than what you were headed
Amen. It happens to
in?
me quite often. And my why now it's always been a W. I thought it was a Y, y'all. It's at the end of the alphabet, but it was a W. And has taken me places where, again, I'm following the breadcrumbs and I'm doing a lot of like meditating and praying and, just
Mhm.
using my gut intuition
Right.
and, following the W
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
where it's gonna take me, and it ultimately it might take me on a detour, a very
Mhm.
fabulous detour that I have to, overcome these hero moments,
Right.
right?
Right.
And a lot of them have to do with my personal self. Y'all know God ain't done with me yet. He's still working on me. But they're usually things that I have to overcome with having difficult conversations, being able to say no, really knowing what I want and going for it, hell or high water. My grandma used to say, if it's not a hell yeah, it's a hell no. So if you're like, I don't know, that's a hell no. You know what I
Right.
mean? But
Right.
it
Right.
that why in the
But
road.
the important, I think one of the key pieces in that is that you are moving. You are
Moving.
doing something.
Ding ding
Now
ding ding
now
ding.
now I'm gonna go into something that probably people are not gonna be happy about, and, it really don't matter
That's
because,
okay.
I'm not,
Let's hear.
this is my opinion. So you may agree, you may not agree.
And it's his show. So he can say whatever he wants.
That's right. I control the cursor in this thing. So, sitting home praying, wishing, hoping, and all that kind of stuff, that's all good.
Amen.
Let me just say that. That's all good, and you should be doing that. But as you have heard other times on this podcast, you got to be moving. God will guide you. God ain't going to sit there and do something with you and your ass sitting on the couch doing nothing and just saying hallelujah and watching all the TV pastors.
Mhm.
Ain't nothing going to happen.
Nothing.
That's why I'm just waiting on the Lord. What the Lord waiting on your ass to get up and do something? Who do you think's going to out wait who?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you be 85 years old. I'm still waiting on him, and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm waiting on you too. I've been waiting last 30 years on
Yeah.
you. So you got to get up and do something
Mhm.
and follow those W's, those Y's, those X's, whatever letter you want to call it. Go ahead and follow it because that's where the magic happens.
That is.
That's where the magic happens. And, you could get into a conversation on all the madness and prices going up and whatnot. And that person could become your best friend.
Yeah.
Don't even know it.
Yeah.
Don't even know it. Took you somewhere you didn't expect that. You just wanted to unload.
Mhm.
Oh, this, that. Oh, I got somebody I can complain with. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And all of a sudden that person says something that makes you go, hmm,
Mhm.
I never thought about it that way. Now you're growing. Now you're expanding. Now you're evolving. That's all the good stuff that's in there.
Yes, I love that.
So, you got to make sure that you um, stay in motion.
Mhm.
You
Motion
got,
is key.
you got to continue to do the things that you love to do. And you know what they are.
Yeah.
That's the thing, you know.
And
Uh,
they usually come pretty easy, but I think the biggest, takeaway is just whatever's causing that source of pain, right, is limiting yourself. So for me, it's going to be limiting myself from the news or social media, right?
mhm.
I'm actually going through all of the things, all of the folks that I follow. And if it doesn't bring me joy, I'm unfollowing them. I
Yeah.
don't care if y'all don't like me anymore. You know what I mean? Like, don't judge me because of who I follow, okay? Because I got a warped sense of humor sometimes. But really curating my social media platform to
Mhm.
feed me what I need. Like I do need a healthy dose of news and I do need every once I need a piece of, fried meat or you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not perfect,
Right,
nor have I ever claimed to be. But what
right.
I am is I'm determined to
Mhm.
learn. I'm determined to be a better person. I'm trying to move with intention. But every once in a while, the naysayers and the guilt of what's going on in the outside my bubble will kind of bring my flotation device
Mhm.
down, right?
Mhm.
And it's
Mhm.
just really monitoring that, not babysitting it, just
Right,
like
right.
set it. It's like setting your alarm. You set the alarm and you walk away. You don't pick it up every 10 minutes like, is my alarm going on? Did I set it? Okay, good. How many more minutes do I have to sleep? Like, no, it doesn't work that way. It's like you plant the seed, you water it, you walk away. You come back, you water it, that same
Right.
thing, but you do it with yourself.
Yeah, 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 exactly. And, something, I wanted to be sure to touch on, and that's, you know, there's so many conspiracy theories out there, and it's fine if you're into them, whatever, deal with them. If you're not into them, great. One thing that I think about a lot of times when I go on social media is why isn't there more just strictly positive things out there? Why isn't the news that comes on TV? Why don't they have a 10-minute segment of positive things that happened
Mhm.
in the world? Why?
Maybe we
Guess
should create one.
yeah.
Yes.
It needs one.
It
It needs
needs
one.
one.
I mean, there's got to be tons of people out there. And hit us up and let us know if that's something you would like, and maybe that's something we'll look into.
Mhm.
But if you get fed negativity, what's going to happen?
Yeah. Like energy, it's
Yeah, yeah,
finds like energy.
yeah, yeah.
Even if it's not like energy, here we go with my cliche statements. It's like you keep going to the barbershop, you're bound to get a haircut,
Yep,
right? You don't
yep.
want a haircut, don't go to the barbershop. You don't want to be around negative influences, stop hanging out with negative people.
Mhm, mhm.
You want to change your diet, stop with the drive-through. It's
Yep.
you can control those things.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
energy is attraction. It's a magnet.
Mhm.
Chemistry. It's science.
Yep, yep.
Energy matters.
It matters. And, I know I think a little bit different than some people. I know I got some out there that think like me, but, I look back at, I'm just gonna get into stuff here for a little minute. Um, you look back at, some of the leaders of this, country, and you look how they got into office,
Mm.
stirring the pot.
Mhm.
And, with all the negativity out there, let me pour some negativity
Mhm.
accelerator in there and get people all worked up. Because people, when you boil it down, people like people that agree with them,
Absolutely.
that think like they think. And and it's so bad that it doesn't matter. It could be good or bad.
Mhm.
I always just say, I think it's in my book actually. What's the difference between a person going to church and a gangbanger?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they looking for?
They're looking for community. They're
Yep.
looking for family. They're looking for a tribe.
Bingo. Bingo.
So,
Bingo. And so they will follow whatever to get that.
mhm.
And you got to be aware of that. You have to be aware of that and not let yourself go down that rabbit hole, get into the stinking thinking and all that. And woe is me, this and that. No, live your life. Work on yourself. There's a lot of stuff you can be doing. If you just eat right
Yeah.
or eat better, you're going to feel better. Connect with the right people.
But you
Not
know
the,
what, Rich? That's absolutely on I agree 1,000%. But it's not as easy as it sounds when you have a history of hanging out with, the 9 broke friends, right?
yeah, because you
It's
won't be honest with yourself.
that part.
You
That's
will
what I
not
was
be
getting to.
honest
It's like
with
being
yourself.
honest with yourself and having the courage to do something different.
Yeah.
You don't owe anybody an explanation. If you decide one day, if I show up one day and say, I want my hair pink, I'm going to just show up with the
Mhm.
pink, period.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
It's a decision. If you decide you want to learn how to do underwater basket weaving or you want to go skydiving or whatever it is that you've always wanted to do, you have to have the courage to actually do it and not worry about what the peanut gallery is going to say
Hmm.
because it could be the best experience of your life.
Right. Right.
And you've missed it because you were scared of what the optics of the rest of the peanut gallery were going to say. And you don't even like them people.
Hmm.
So,
Right.
what we
Right.
really doing? It's like energy. We talk about energy matters. We talk about emotional state affects people. It affects
Hmm.
your kids, your partners, your friends, your community. So, being calm and being happy, it actually stabilizes the environment.
Yeah, it does.
So,
Really does.
do you want to be the thermostat in the room where you control the temperature? Or do you want to be one of the people in the back in the B school sweating it out. I just got my hair again. I ain't trying to sweat, okay?
Yeah, that's what it boils down to. That's really what it boils down to. Are you
Courage or what?
courage?
Courage.
Will you have the courage? And it doesn't take much. It's a little bit of courage. All you need is a little
Of
bit of
mustard
courage.
seed, faith,
That's it.
courage.
That's it. You just need a little bit to say, hey, you know, I think I'm going to go right instead of left.
Mhm,
And I don't give a rat's ass about who it bothers because this is about me. And
mhm,
at some point in time, it's got to become about you. But we've been trained, schooled, brainwashed to thinking it's about everything else. Oh, what is this person going to say? Oh, what are they going to say? Hey, my monkey.
mhm.
Told you that in the last episode. Stop taking all them damn monkeys. You got a whole troop of these damn things and not dealing with your own. Your own is hiding in the tree somewhere. You got all these other monkeys running through the house and whatnot, and you trying to catch them, keep up with them.
It's
Stop it.
it's a bad case of a scene from Jumanji. Like, those aren't even your animals, sir. Put them away.
That's right.
Put them away.
And guess what? They aren't chasing you over the cliff. So,
Yeah,
I mean, what are you going to do?
literally. I just I had a moment the other day where I was told something that I didn't want to hear,
Hmm.
and I was like, "Wow, okay." But the healed Shelley, I'm working on myself, Shelley, heard it differently. I'm like, "Well, that's a different perspective. Let me." Not that I just ran what this person said, but I had to take it and digest it and be like, "Okay, why would they say that? How could they say
Hmm.
that?" And part of it was true, right? I'm I do a lot of things. I'm a doer. That's what I do, right? I have a lot of projects, but they all are leading me. They're all breadcrumbs following me or leading me to my destination that I want to be at. I don't know
Hmm.
where it's going to take me. I didn't start off making a sauce. I started off making food. Matter of fact, I started off making pastries. I was a pastry chef. And then I moved into, well, I want people to know that I do this and I do that. So I do a lot of things, but never from somebody from the outside world might be like, she's doing too much.
Hmm.
Somebody from my inside bubble might say, I'm not doing enough, or I'm doing what I was called to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's a difference. So the other part of that is part of your peanut gallery, and having the faith and the courage is to receive the message from whoever's saying it, but not necessarily take that monkey onto yourself. Just because someone sees you or calls you by a certain name doesn't define you. That doesn't make it true.
Hmm. Right. Right.
And I'm
Exactly.
gonna leave with that note. I said what I said.
All right. So have we you think we've
Well, I feel better. I don't necessarily led with I feel guilty for having fun, but I feel really good right now, and I
well
don't.
that's a good
So
thing.
thank
That's a
y'all.
good thing. That's a mini evolution
Yeah.
piece here. So, you
And
know,
that's what this is what part of this podcast is about, is reminding you of the goodness in you.
mhm.
Okay. It's
Mhm.
the reminder that the unapologetically significant through all things, flaws and all.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfectly imperfect. Hair done, nails done, not done. We don't care.
Right.
That does not define who you are. And we have to kind of reel back and have the courage to take it back and own who we are and who we want to be. Because we could be different, we could be happy, we could be loved, we could be beautiful, we could
Right.
be strong. We
Mhm.
are all of these things, and we have to kind of remind ourselves of it. And it's going to be okay. It's okay to have fun.
Mhm.
It really is okay to feel joy even through times of difficulty.
Mhm.
It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you get stuck on, you know, "Oh, I don't know what to do, I wanna have some fun." Hell, you can put it in ChatGPT, and it'll give you a whole list of fun things to do and pick something out and just do it,
Yep.
And you might be surprised how much you'll like it, and then you'll start seeking more.
Hmm.
So,
So that's your task.
that's it.
That's your walk away. We want you to come back, drop it in the chat,
Yep,
message us, DM, tag us in the pictures
yep,
of you
yep,
doing one thing. I don't care if it's hugging a tree or
yep,
going to the zoo.
yep.
Do something.
Just take that monkey with you when you go to the zoo and take them
Drop
other
his
monkeys.
drop his ass off. I need your monkey. Just say drop it off at the lost and found.
All right, everybody. Um, until we meet again,
Yeah,
have a great week,
yeah.
great day, great life.
Right.
Make sure of the assignment, and we appreciate all of you. And until next time,
Yeah. Toodaloo.
peace out.